15-second break. I like ratchet shows.
And still going through your own body.
We watch some reality shows and be like, why do people act like this?
Oh, you made me feel special.
November 1st, 2023, Latrice Dye says she gonna get a tattoo of pink breast cancer ribbon.
To be going through it, it scared me. It made me nervous. It was all these different emotions.
So unfair.
How you doing? He just, no, we ain't smiling.
Thank you. You got to say this.
I am a.
Oh, no.
Wait, I need to hear.
My name is Amanda Jennings, and I am a breast cancer survivor for 7 years now. So when I first found out that something wasn't right, I was in my shower and doing my normal breast exam. And as I have my arm up, I'm like, that doesn't feel right. You know, I feel like a lump, a mass, some kind of hard tissue there. And I got to thinking, okay, my period has passed, because as females, our breast tissue gets a little dense sometimes. So I thought, it can't be that, because it just passed, right? So had my husband feel it, and of course he was like, oh, it's all in your head. I don't feel anything, but I was laying down when he was feeling it, right? So probably shifted a little bit, can't really tell, but you could really feel it when you're sitting up or when I was standing up. So called my doctor and didn't have anything available for 3 weeks out. You know, I was like, oh, that's too long, that's too far away. Went to work and I could not focus at work, couldn't focus. So I left work a little bit early and I went to urgent care. And the doctor palpated my breast. And when she got to that same spot, I'm watching her face, and she's like, she made a face. So I'm like, what do you see? What do you feel? You know? So it's like she didn't want to tell me anything to worry me at first. But then she was like, you know, I need to send you to a breast clinic just to make sure. So I went to a breast clinic, had a mammogram done, and when I came back for the results, there were 3 areas of concern, but one was very concerning. It was 2 centimeters. It's 2 centimeters, I believe. But the other ones were very small. So they want to do a biopsy. So I'm like, okay. Usually as a nurse, I'm sitting here like, when they want to do further testing, I feel like they usually already know what it is, but they want to be absolutely sure before giving you a diagnosis. But I'm like, nope, not going to think like that. No negative thoughts. So anyways, have my biopsy done. They put 3 clips in the area to also monitor to make sure that's the area it's at. And if it gets bigger, they know, you know, all that stuff. So after they did the biopsy, before that, we did an ultrasound. Then we did the biopsy. But the biopsy is what confirmed my diagnosis. So my husband and I, we went to the breast clinic and to go over my results, right? And we're sitting there, it was chill. Like we had a full conversation, waiting, talking about what we need to do after work. Because I'm like, after this, I'm going to go to work. He's going to go to sleep because he worked the night before. And the doctor walked in, very rude, and was just like, Amanda Jennings. I was like, yep, that's me. All right, well, you have breast cancer. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. You know, it was a little too quick. I mean, he just walked past. Before he could even sit down, he already said the diagnosis. No warm greet. So I'm just like hand shaking, leg shaking. My husband looks confused. So the nurse navigator took over. I was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive carcinoma, ductal carcinoma. Stage 2 invasive ductal carcinoma, which is a form of breast cancer. My husband, I looked at him like, is this for real happening? I don't hear anything else this lady is saying, but I do see my husband's eyes filled with tears, but he's trying not to let it out as he holds my hand. And I'm just like, oh, this is for real. So of course the tear starts to flow and I'm confused and I can't even tell you to this day what this lady said. I don't remember anything. I remember getting in the car and I just let it all out. And I called my mother and my sister on three-way and I told them. And then that really broke me after sharing that news with them. From there, it was just a snowball effect. So December 7th, got diagnosed, went through all these other tests, saw a plastic surgeon, saw a general surgeon, saw an oncologist. It just was a snowball effect. January came, and I had my first treatment January 3rd of 2017. That was the most scariest moment. When they called my name to go in the back where they give the treatment, I couldn't move. My whole body was frozen. My heart was beating fast, like it was coming out of my body. My mom, my husband was there for the first treatment. And I remember when she accessed my port. Bryson.
Yeah.
I know you was very, very young.
Shut up.
And you don't remember any of it. And I know you understand what Mama went through because we talked about it before. So how did that make you feel when you learned about it?
I don't know.
I'm too young to understand.
I don't know.
You don't know how it made you feel when you learned about it? No.
I felt confused.
You was confused? What were you confused about?
I was confused how it happened.
How it happened?
That's a good response.
Good.
I was confused too, Bryson.
Me too. But how do you feel now about it? About Mommy beating it?
Good.
Good. You want to use another adjective?
Glad Mama stayed around longer.
Yeah.
Say it like that.
Hey, it could have just been.
First off, a little story. When I got my port put in, I told the general surgeon, do not mess up my tattoo. I just got this tattoo not too long ago when I got my nursing degree. And it's a stethoscope in the shape of a heart. So she was so generous and she put it further out of my stethoscope tattoo. But anyways, so the lady accessed my port and I'm just sitting there like this thing is hanging out of me and I'm supposed to get chemo now soon, right? So they gave me my pre-meds and right when she was gonna infuse the chemo, I freaked out. I was like, no, I can't do it right now. I'm freaking out. So she walked away and she came back after my mom calmed me down and we just did it. And as it's going through my body, I'm just like, what's gonna happen next? What damage is it gonna do? I know it's supposed to do some good, but is it gonna do any damage? So all kind of scary thoughts ran through my mind. After the second treatment, I started to lose my hair. We'll go back to the first treatment. The second day, I couldn't bathe myself. I barely could eat. All I wanted to do was sleep. My mother had to bathe me some nights. My husband had to bathe me some other nights because I couldn't even stand up or to shower. I was so weak. And then the second treatment came. I had to do this one particular drug. We call it the Red Devil. I had to do that 4 treatments. And the second treatment, I went home and I touched my hair and it started to fall out. And as us black girls, we love some hair. I had just about any color, any length. I had short hairstyles. I had long where it came down somewhat to my shoulder. I had weaves, sewing, braids. I mean, you name it, I had it. So for me to lose my hair was traumatizing for me. I think that's a good word to express it or describe it. So my husband cut it real short for me. Excuse me. A friend of mine, she ended up cutting it real short for me. And it was okay until the third treatment when it was clunks of hair coming out. So my husband shaved my head. And that day, I felt ugly. I didn't feel myself, my sassy self or anything. I'm like, my husband gonna leave me, I'm gonna be single. Like, who wants to walk around with a bald-headed girlfriend, a wife, excuse me. So I lost myself a lot, and I questioned God's decision in giving me that disease. 12 rounds of chemo, so 4 rounds of the Red Devil, 8 rounds of Taxol. With the Taxol, I lost fingernails. They came off. They turned brown. My pinky toenail came off. I mean, I'm just like doing my feet, like taking care of my feet, and my nail just came off. And I'm just like, oh, I can't get my hair done no more, and I can't get my nails and feet done. This is gonna be a problem. So my husband, he's amazing. Every time I felt down, he reminded me I'm beautiful. He loved me. He's not gonna leave me. And to have a partner like that during that time was exactly what I needed to survive. So after I went through my 12 round of chemo, I had a double mastectomy. So I had both of my breasts removed, tissues all, and nipples, everything. And I had expanders placed, which helps stretch your skin to get to the size you want. So the first size I want to go to a little C cup because I'm like, I'm going to lose some weight. Well, yeah, I'm always going to be a little thick girl. So eventually I went back and had surgery and went up to a D cup to where I was more comfortable. But it took me a long time to look at myself in the mirror. That's the year I was going through cancer. And your little butt kept crying because mommy left. Look. And ABCs was the only thing. See, you always like letters and numbers and reading. That was the only thing. That was the only. No, you weren't reading, but that was the only thing that would calm you down. Singing ABCs. Young black girl at 34 years old, diagnosed with breast cancer, who now has no hair, who now has breasts but doesn't move like typical breasts. Or when I get a cold chill, I'm not gonna have nipples to show that I have a cold chill. You know, what I have missing toenails, I'm missing fingernails. What is my life gonna look like? So it was a long time before I could really look at myself in the mirror. My family! You can't forget me. No. On July 14, 2017, my sister's birthday, which is good luck for me. I also found out I passed the board exam, the nursing board exam, on July 14th of 2011. So July 14th of 2017, I was able to tell my family that I am breast cancer free. After they removed my breast, they tested all tissues, and they also took 3 lymph nodes from this area, and everything came back negative. So I was positive, estrogen positive, which means my hormones drove or fed into my cancer. So my cancer was estrogen positive, but I was genetic negative and HR negative. So basically, my daughter has a lesser chance of being diagnosed with breast cancer. But with that being said, me being estrogen positive, I had to make a choice to keep my ovaries or not. If I kept my ovaries, I had a 44% chance of ovarian cancer. And one thing about that type of cancer, a lot of times people don't know they have it until it's almost too late. Like you don't have much symptoms. It's not like your breast when you could palpate and feel a lump. You don't feel a lump. You know, you might have some irregular periods or you might have a little bit of cramping, but a lot of times people don't know until it's too late. So when she told me a 44% chance, and I'm thinking I had a 0% chance of having breast cancer, it was a no-brainer. Take my ovaries out. I have a daughter and I have a son. We wanted 2 kids. We wanted one of each, and God blessed us with one of each. So we both agree, you know, we don't want to try for another child, so take it out. So I am in full-blown menopause. Hot flashes are the devil, for sure.
That was huge too.
That was
That game
huge.
was
I was a
huge.
size 13.
Yeah.
But can
I
y'all
remember that.
imagine though? You know, of course that has to be a life change. You know,
Yeah.
Yes.
physical looking at yourself. So I
There would
just
be
thankful.
times when my hair was falling out. I walked by the mirror and I would not look. I would brush my teeth and be like this.
And not be able to look.
No. Look at myself.
Because you had to change your whole
I had to
image and
change my
perception of
whole
what you saw in
perception
yourself.
of what beautiful is.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, but when
Yes.
she got to D's, though.
Oh, yeah.
But when she got to D's, that ain't
No,
y'all.
first it was a
Wrong
C.
with her,
First it was a C. And then I said, no, let's go to that D. You remember?
She was like, dang, bitch.
They ain't big enough. They ain't giving the cleavage that I need.
Y'all, they was rolling her back and she was like, cheek, cheek. I see y'all later.
I had to go back in surgery to get my port removed. So altogether, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surgeries, 12 rounds of chemo, lost toenails, lost fingernails, and homecoming season was coming up. After I've lost some weight, my breast implants did not feel right. So I went back and had them done again a little bit. But I told the doctor I need to have this done before homecoming. And it was October. Homecoming was in October. So I was like, this needs to be done before because I'm going to homecoming. I'm going to beat cancer. My hair's starting to grow back, but I look like a little old man with this little bald spot in the back. But I didn't even care because I was alive. I got to watch my son, who's 2 at the time, and my daughter, who was 10 at the time, 9 going on 10. Oh no, she was 10. So he made it happen, and I went to homecoming a week and a half after surgery. And it was everything about that weekend was a true blessing. Because just I'm able to see those that I love. Friends and close friends, those who I consider as sisters.
You did that.
Honey, that's my baby.
Baby.
That's my baby. Y'all remember I used to be so worried, like, he's just
I
not
really want to
grasping.
read that book.
Yeah. I love it. I'm not going to, come on now, we can't be doing all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, don't try to check.
I just want to thank God that He gave you life, and you, Amanda, are the example of living. You hear me?
Yes.
I look up
Yes,
to you
ma'am.
for that because I'm more laid back. You are an example of living life, and I love that about you. And I again, I just thank God for it.
And to play to that, like you stated, just going back to when I initially learned about it, and I had known, but it wasn't my place to bring it up until I seen that
And I
window.
appreciate you being there for her, because
Yes,
she obviously
because
had
she-
to let
she
it out.
did.
I say all this to say, 1, thank you so much for my village. Y'all know who you are. It's way too many of you guys. But when it comes to my WSSU girls, when it comes to my best friend here, Shara, my other best friend, Chanel, my girl, Treese, all my sisters, and then my direct family that's in Boston, that's in Florida, and that's right here. My father, my mother, my mother-in-law, and especially my husband and my kids. My son kept me laughing, and my daughter supported anything and everything I needed during that time. It is so important that us females check our breast. It's so important that any moment you could get, know your body. Don't think just because you're young, don't think because you don't have family history, in which I thought I didn't have family history at that time, and I learned later we did. But don't think because it doesn't happen around you that it can't. Ages are becoming younger, and we are not eligible to get mammograms until a certain age. Check your breasts. In the shower, laying down, standing up. Check your breasts and know your breasts. And if you are battling breast cancer, get you a village. Don't do it alone. That's what kept me alive, my village. My name is Amanda Jennings, and I am a breast cancer survivor of 7 years and going.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
Oh, you say you take it off and bring it. Yay! I can't take it home. Don't you ring it outside the door too?